Boy, wouldn't that be great? Isn't that what we all want? Not just to have your kids looking back with fondness over their childhood when they're leaving home, but the closeness that comes when that stretches forward over a lifetime of joyful reunions and laughter with grown kids and celebrations of grandkids. For me and Kathy, one of the things that brings us so much joy is the fact that even though our kids are all out of the house now, they genuinely still love coming home.
Yeah, and I think that's why, because they remember this as a fun place.
Well, in this episode, we talk about fun and memories, and I want to help parents lighten up and relax and experience some fun in their own hearts. Fun starts with your heart, and really, when we talked about a peaceful home, having a peaceful heart, I think to have fun, you got to look at life different. You know, you and I are followers of Jesus, and so we believe that when Jesus says, "I came that you might have life and life more abundantly," that means that we see things a little bit different, and you and I tend to look at life and through the lens of fun.
Yeah, and parents should be having fun. It's a great example to set for your kids. If they see you having fun, they're going to want to join in.
But one of the things that we hear people say is we're on a budget or we can't afford to have fun. What would you say to that?
Great question, because we've been there, and fun doesn't have to cost anything. We, for a long time, did Fun Day Mondays, and we would just each take turns planning a cheap fun day. And the kids loved that because whatever was their idea, we did, as long as it was in our cheap budget. Also, fun at restaurants. You're not kidding when you say we throw coasters at each other and play catch with coaster catch. Is that what you call it?
That's
coaster
a real
catch?
Thing. It's a real thing.
It is a real thing. It's a little embarrassing every now and then, but it's a real thing. And you know what? Also, a big deal for me is go to the pool, go to the park, those things that are free right around the corner from your house. And my thing is play with your kids. Don't just take them and drop them off. And this is more for moms. Moms are a little bit worse at this. So moms, I got to tell you, go to the pool, go to the park, and don't make a big deal about what you look like in your swimsuit or what a bad athlete you are, because I could complain about both of those things also. But play with your kids. Get in the pool. Play a round of soccer, even if you stink at it. Your kids are going to laugh, and it's going to create great memories. And I just feel like moms are a little bit more self-conscious about joining in on the play.
Yeah, you've actually modeled that really well for our girls and in our family. There's 5 of us in the Fields family, and 4 of us tend to play sports. And
well, I play them.
Well, you're such a great sport. You don't sit on the sidelines. We have family volleyball games and do these different things. And Kathy is always jumping in, and the kids laugh with her and at her, but they want her on the team. But you've just modeled that you will turn any situation into a fun situation. I love that about you.
It's fun.
Let's talk about vacations. I mentioned in the video that there's never a good time to take a vacation and to schedule vacations.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you getting the dates on the calendar, I'm not sure we'd go on vacation.
I love vacation, so I'm happy to schedule it. I'm happy to plan it. I love vacation. Some of my favorite memories of my own childhood were when we took vacations, and some of our greatest memories here in our family are vacation. I remember all the way back to when I was like 8 years old, and we went on like a cabin in the woods camping with my brother and my mom and dad. And I just will never forget this. My dad, as soon as he stepped out of the car when we arrived at the cabin, a lizard crawled up his leg, and it was a riot. The way he was shaking his leg, he looked like he was dancing and screaming a bit like a little girl. It was hilarious, and I will never forget that. And I was like 8 years old, probably.
That's great.
And just other memories that we've created with our own kids. We have gone to places that I don't necessarily love to go to, camping, but we have great memories camping.
First fishes and hikes and
so
falling
fun.
in the water and
So fun.
And actually kind of where we learned that we're not great campers. We'd rather be in hotels.
Yeah, both of us, thank goodness for me. But also some great memories from going on speaking trips, turning into a trip that was work for you into a fun family vacation. And you weren't always put up at the nicest hotels. And that has brought some of the most funny memories. I remember we had like a cockroach competition for who could take the best picture of the cockroach on the wall in the hotel room. Yeah. It was my nightmare, but at the same time, it created great memories. It was hilarious.
Let's just say you don't want a vacation in Panama City Beach, Florida.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a speaker, and so a lot of times I'm sent places to speak, and I have the privilege of taking my family, and that's one of the things you're referring to. And we had this trip to Italy, and it was a speaking event, and it sounds real awesome, but it rained when we got there, and there was no taxis, and everybody was on strike, and we didn't know where the hotel was, and we were soaking wet by the time we tried to find the hotel.
We had to drag our luggage through these little streets
laughing
and find it in
the
Italy.
whole time when really we wanted to cry, but it was all about that attitude. And the great thing about memories is you're making memories all the time, but you want to capture those memories. And even now, just a few feet away, we have a bunch of photo books, and these photo books are of our kids and vacations and memories that they love looking at, we love looking at as they've gotten older. And laughing at pictures of different hairstyles and sizes that they were. And now as older young adults, just the thought of when we gather together every once in a while, we'll pull out the old videos and watch them. And those are memories that help solidify who they are and their identity. So be sure not only to make memories, but to capture them. Now, we want you to note that memories aren't limited to the events that you attend. Really, memories are a lot bigger. You could really attach memories to everything we've talked about in this series. There's the memory of developing responsibility, where a child realizes that he or she has power over consequences and discovers, hey, I can do this. There's even the memory of discipline, where your child learns boundaries and has a memory that mom or dad actually follows through with their consequences. Yes, there are fun memories like we've talked about, but there's also the memories of presence. That I remember my mom never missing one of my games, or the memory of my dad hugging me every morning and telling me that he loved me. You'd be surprised how long children remember the things that we've talked about in this series, things that we oftentimes think aren't that big of a deal. As you move to the workbook, you'll see that we've provided some ideas for how you can have fun without it costing a lot of money. And please be sure to add some of your own ideas to this list. Don't skip over this section thinking, oh, it's just about fun, it's trivial. No, it is so important. You know, we've talked about a lot of important things in this series, and the 10 actions that we provided are all proven to help you raise your children well in this crazy culture. They will make you an intentional parent. It's a process. You're not going to go out and immediately master all of these actions in one day, so please give yourself some grace. And Kathy and I said it many times, you don't have to be a perfect parent to be a good parent. Be intentional about using the tools we've provided and love your children well. You do that and your kids will have everything they need.